So an Ironman, it is a long event. To be precise, a 3.8 kilometer swim, a 180 kilometer bike ride, and then a marathon to finish off with. And yes, this is all done in the same day. This equates to 140.6 miles in total, which is equivalent to 562 laps of a 400-meter running track, or 7 laps of the English Channel. Now, to complete a feat like this, you have to take on fuel, lots of it. If you don't, you will self-implode, you will bonk, and you will die. And it will probably be the worst experience of your life. The same way as if you were driving across the country, you need to make sure your car has petrol. If it doesn't, it's going to stop working. That is the same way with your body, except your body's fuel isn't petrol, it is glycogen. Think of your glycogen stores as a battery. The more topped up it is, the more energy you have, the longer you keep on going. If that becomes depleted, you become tired, you become weak, you become fatigued, and you just crumble to the ground. So it's really important during this event you keep that battery life of glycogen topped up. So this is all the food that I'll consume during the event, and as you can see, there's a lot of it. And everything here is extremely dense in calories and carbohydrates. And all of this equates to over 10,000 calories, which is the same as 7.5 bags of big pasta or 32 bananas. As you'll see, my main source of fuel comes from these bad boys right here, which is the Precision Hydration sort of jelly sweets, which taste exactly like Turkish Delight, and are actually pretty tasty, and have 30 grams of carbohydrate in per portion, which is equivalent to about a bowl of pasta. Now, I'll try and consume 120 grams of carbohydrate per hour, which is equivalent to 4 of these, although I do try and mix it up with some other things, for example, oat bites, gels. It just depends on how I'm feeling when I'm racing, if I'm being totally honest with you. Now, if you try and consume more than 120 grams, firstly, it's pointless because your body literally cannot absorb any more than that. And quite frankly, you're probably going to have stomach issues. Well, in fact, you're almost certainly going to have stomach issues, and you're going to want to carry a spare pair of pants with you because you're going to need them. On top of this, I'll also take on a bottle of fluids every single hour, which is about a litre. Inside of it, I'll have a diluted electrolyte mix, and depending on the weather will depend how concentrated that is. For example, if it's very hot, I'll have a very highly concentrated bottle of electrolytes because I'll sweat more. However, if it's slightly cooler, the concentrated mix won't be as strong. I'll pop all this on the screen for you guys so you can see what this sort of looks like hour by hour. However, firstly, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because that would be greatly appreciated and it would mean a lot to me. Plus, it would only take you 2 seconds if that. So if we could do it now, that would be awesome. Now, pre-race, I'll have a bowl of porridge for breakfast. I don't eat very much, if I'm being totally honest with you, because I'm not particularly hungry and I'm pretty nervous. Then on the start line, I'll have one of those energy chews and a diluted electrolyte mix, which I just take sips of. When I then get onto the bike, I will consume nutrition every 15 minutes for the entirety of the ride, which is approximately 4 to 5 hours. Hour 1 consists of 3 chews, an oat bite, and an electrolyte concentrated drink. Towards the back end of the bike course, as it starts to get hard and I get a little bit tired, I will start to take on some caffeine tablets. This then gives me a little bit of a boost when I'm starting to get a little bit fatigued and tired, and means when I start my run, I've got some energy. When you get onto the run, it becomes much harder to take on fuel, as personally, I become a bit sicky and I just have to basically force feed myself. I stick to gels because these are super fast acting and easy to digest. Then, when I know I have an hour or so left, I ease off the nutrition a little bit and just count down to the finish. Now, when I finish the race, I'd love to say that I follow a specific recovery protocol and eat loads of good food, but honestly, that is not the case. I collapse, I rock myself to sleep, and I'm extremely sore and a little bit agitated where I just don't know what to do with myself because it just hurts. So, although I might think I'm going to do stuff beforehand, I don't, and honestly, I find it really hard to do that, although next time I will try. Now, I've also had a few other questions about getting your professional triathlon license, and this is something that I'm going for this year, and I've mentioned on other videos, and so I thought I'd cover dead quick now, at the end of this video, how it is that I go about doing that, because I was going to do a separate video on it, but I just don't have enough information on it to sort of do that. Now, it depends which country you're in. Every country has a different governing body that decides what you have to do to qualify for your professional license. So what I have to do in the UK will be different from what someone has to do in America or Switzerland or Italy, etc., etc., etc. So for myself to get my professional license, I have a plethora of different things I can do. I either have to win the age group race at the Ironman World Championships or the Ironman 70.3 World Championships. I either have to come within 5% of the winner's time at any Ironman sanctioned event or challenge sanctioned event once, or within 7% twice. Now, those percentages do differ slightly depending on how sort of good the field is, and that's based off prize money. So the more prize money there is at an event, the more leeway I have of coming within that winner's time. Now, I hope that's given you a little bit of insight of what you have to do to go and get that professional license. There are other things you can do. Look, there's a massive sort of list of different events you can go to. I'm not going to cover them all in this video because I think that would be a little bit extreme. I've linked it down in the description below, so if you are interested, you can go and give that a greater look through it, and sort of get all the information. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel because that would be greatly appreciated, and there is loads of more cool content to come. So stay tuned and see you in the next one.